Testing, 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 testing. We see these tabs change. Then we're gonna get ready to go. Alright, tabs moving. So make sure the audio sounds okay. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it sounds good. Alright. Now let's get into it, man. If y'all was on the stream earlier today, we already went over my trades I took for the day. Um, I did end up taking another trade, getting greedy. I ain't gonna lie, I got greedy. Like I told you, I was up 300 on the trades, my trades for the day, and I could have just walked away with my 300 on my futures. Ended up getting greedy, cost myself. I was trying to only risk $20, and I was gonna get out, but I shouldn't even had trade. I should just left 300. But I didn't know that I left my chart on NQ instead of the MNQs. Purchased the contract, and instead of losing $20, I lost $200 because it's 10 times. So we end up cutting into our profit. But I literally once I recognized it, I got back into. I had to trade NQ after that. Traded NQ and ended up making 250 back. So we actually ended up making a little bit more than we had, but I just locked myself out. I was like, okay, your target's been hit. It's the end of the day. Why are you still trading? You already said you was good with your profits. You was okay with making what you made. You could have just left it alone. But I didn't. I didn't. But yeah, so we good though. We ended up getting more than we had for the day. Um, but that's one thing I don't want to keep doing or do again. We definitely gonna be watching out for that. Now we finally got our daily close for all the stocks and stuff, so we're able to um do our analysis truly now. Because at first we was on the stream, I was trying to do the analysis, and I told y'all I can't really make my analysis unless the daily candle close. Like I don't really can't tell you what tomorrow gonna be, because just as quick as this candle is big and green, it could flip all the way to red before the day end. So we finally got that close, so now we can do our analysis. All right, now let's remove the drawings for now. Let's check out this weekly first, and then we're gonna break it down from there. All right, first spot. Of course, y'all know we had said what was our goal for this week was to come take these highs of the 659.11. Well, as y'all can see today, we gapped up past it. We gapped up past it and opened up today at 659.64. We never came back down to the 659.11, which potentially could be leaving us a gap there. And we potentially be just leaving a gap to just straight push for the weekly. Straight push up. But we gotta see. We gotta see because the market could come down, fill that gap, then push up, or it can fill the gap and completely drop. But like we said, we gapped up. So technically, we already hit our target for the week, which was at 659.11. We already technically did our target. So at this point, the market can do whatever it want to do. It could continue going higher, or it can come on back down and get ready to do a reversal. Because it finished what it needed to do for the weekly. Now for the daily, same thing. It completed its mission. We're in the uptrend. We need to see what higher highs, right? Well, it came and broke this high and ended up making that higher high. So now, what's after a higher high? You can make a higher low. You can continue making a high. So just because it's a higher high right here, it still can keep going higher. Or you can be setting up the reverse. You can come make a lower low and then pop up, drop. Okay? So literally after it made its high, it got 3 options it can do. So you gotta be careful once it already made the high. And y'all know usually when we in trades, if say we're in longs, we're looking to get in longs, we usually don't like getting in on that higher high. Once that higher high get made, Usually we just wait on the pullback to get back in. Only time we kind of take once we make a higher high is once it push past and close past. We might take a real light position, but that's not our A plus trade. Our A plus trade is when it pull back, and then we can go. All right, this is more, I'll say a B trade that is closed past. That's a B trade. That's continuation, but we don't know how far up it's going to continue. Okay. Now, looking at our daily, like we just said, last thing we just did was make a higher high. So now that just solidified this low right here of 656.90. So we expect the market to hold above that 659.90 level. We expect it to stay above here for this uptrend. So I bring the drawings back. Bring the drawings back. So we can remove on we technically can remove this target, but I'm not sure. I kinda wanna keep it just to see if we come back down here to it, is we gonna still stay above it. But we'll remove it for now. But I definitely got that in my mind. If we ever come back down to that 659.11, so I just put a regular alert. So I just know if we ever come back down. Oh, I thought I could move it with the arrow. I guess you want to do that with the regular line. Hold up, y'all. I don't know what I did. Scroll all the way back to the top. I guess you can't move the lines unless it's like these solid lines. Cause I know you can use like the little arrow keys. $659.11. We're gonna have it's on 659.12. That's good enough. All right, so I just want to know if it ever come back down there, is it gonna stay hold above there? But our key levels, we can remove this one for now. Let's clear up this chart some so it can be easier for y'all to see. Move that, move this. All right, so we still gonna keep that daily fair value gap. We still got that there. Now for our key level, like we said, we just made this higher high. So now it solidified this low. We can mark this low out. So 656.90 is the level we expect this market to stay above. We expect it to stay above here. Create alert. Alright. Now, as we said, we got this fair value gap here. We do got this fair value gap here. But we looking at this fair value gap. I believe it's exactly on it. Ooh-wee. It's exactly on it. But if it come to this fair value gap, that means it took this low. That means it took this low. So we'll still keep this fair value gap. Now, normally we don't keep the fair value gap just below our level that we don't want to beat. But we'll keep it since it's the exact same level. We'll keep it. Now, we do have a regular gap right here to mark out. We have this regular gap to act as a line of defense to keep us from going down to 659.90, I think it was. 656.90. So we do got this regular gap to protect us. We got this regular gap to protect us. And this is the only gap we have on spot to hold us up, other than this gap down here. So yeah, we just made a higher high. Like we said, it's green counter though. Green counter means what? We should be looking to keep moving up. We closed past this high, so we should be looking to keep moving up. Only thing that kind of make it iffy is just because we gapped up like that the market could just say, hey, we want to come clear the gap. But I'm still expecting to be going long. We got a daily green candle. It's making highs. It's the breakout high at that. So yeah, so for the daily, in order to get in a trade on the daily, honestly, is right now is no entry. Um, no entry for the daily. Only way you will have an entry, we'll have to pull back to this probably this gap, and then you see market start shift on lower time frame. Then you can go ahead and take the long back to the high, and as if we don't already take the high. Okay, so daily. Other than if you just want to, like I said, take that B trade since it did close above the high and it was a green candle, you can take a B trade and hold the longs if you want off the daily. But it's not an A plus trade because it's already made its high. Now our target to take out that we expecting to take out is 661.04. So our trade has to happen between 661.04 and that 656.90. This is our area. This is our area. The trade must happen within here. We're expecting, if it do pull back, we're expecting it to bounce here at this fair value gap. Okay. Let's go to the 1 hour and check it out. Even though post market not done, we still can check the 1 hour out. Now for the 1 hour, our level that we don't want to see, yeah, B is high, low. It's really the same level. That's 6. Yeah, it's the same level. It's the same level that we don't we got for our daily. So 656.90 is the exact same level that we don't want to see the market get below on the 1 hour, just as our daily. All right. So like we said, we expecting to come down here to bounce, take it long. This could have been in already, but we'll have to see. It still can come back and retest again. Okay. QQQ. So that's what we're looking for on spot. QQQ. QQQ. Let's go. So we can delete our target because we absolutely smashed the target. Go to the weekly. I think weekly it already did what it needed to do. So now the market can do whatever it wants to do. They already made its new higher high and completed its mission. Like I just said for SPY, we got a gap. We got this daily gap now. Market could try to come fill it, or it can use it as an aid to keep pushing the market up. Okay. Now the solidified level for QQQ is still this 578.55 level because we don't have no other reds in between these green candles. So it's still this level right here. Still that level right there. And this supposed to be our light pink. Yeah, this supposed to be our light pink. So this is our light pink or light red because it could come break it, but it won't. Even though it come break that low, that won't break the overall market structure. The overall market structure low is right here, 558.84. Okay, that's the main one that we ain't supposed to break. This one we don't want to see it break to keep the bullish momentum, but this is that true low that we don't want it to break. Okay. Now I'm gonna set alert on this one if it breaks this. Okay, so now to look for an entry on the daily, pretty much same as SPY. It closed past the high. It's a green candle. You could be like, hey, that's a continuation signal. It should still be moving up if you want to take that. And like I said, that's a B trade. You're not getting in off of no gaps. You're not getting in off of market structure shift. You're just getting in off of continuation. So it's a B trade. Now, if you want a better trade, you can let it pull back to one of these fair value gaps, or say it pull back up here and you go to the 1 hour and then market structure shift somewhere in here to back to the longs, to the bull side, then take it back to these highs. Okay. That is QQQ. Let's check the 1 hour out. Now QQQ 1 hour is still bullish, where SPYs was showing bearish. Um, for right now, we don't want to see the market get below 590.09 on the 1 hour, and then we don't want it to get below right here 585.80. And then of course we got other lows, but those are the main ones we focusing on for now. Those are the main two. I think it might come sweep this one. Honestly, I think because it's so close to each other, I think it might sweep this one. I think this is gonna be the one we try to respect, and then we potentially bounce off this daily gap. Um, that's what I'm expecting, but it's not. You never know. It might could just still hold up, stay up here the whole time. So, but we're bullish. It's already basically our target, so like I said, it's not really something we would want to get in. I think I like getting in SPY over in QQQ right now. I'd rather be in SPY rather than QQ because QQ already at this target. Where SPY, let's go back to SPY. SPY got at least a little bit of room to get to the target. Yeah, give it some time. See, it's a little bit of room more, a little bit more. Not that much more, but a little bit more. All right. Now let's go to. We ain't gonna go over ES and NQ just because they still moving. I believe. I think they're still moving, but even if they still moving, but they pretty much gonna be like SPY and QQQ. So let's go over to the stocks. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for. Finally can go check out these stocks, y'all. Like I told y'all, some of these stocks already hit these levels, man. And this was some trades I was in last week, and I'm salty that I didn't get to hold. I'm sorry I didn't get hold. I was in CrowdStrike, y'all. I was looking for that 448. I mean, I still closed CrowdStrike for profit, but I was looking for that 448 last week. That's the thing, man. All right, let's check it out. Let's check it out. As y'all know, I was looking for a CrowdStrike to break this trend line. Um, which it did. It did break the trend line. I just got in a little too late. That was all. I just got in right here. Ended up getting that red day, even though it was green for me, the candle was red. Then it finally came up here. By the time I got up here, I was already ready to close, so I couldn't hold it all the way to Friday. I mean, all the way to this week because I had zero DTE. I mean, not. It was going to be zero DTE once Friday came. I had the 1 week contract. But let's go ahead and go over this. Let's go to the weekly first. We might as well just remove everything, I think. Move drawings, remove alert. Alright, going to let's check out the monthly first. Check out the monthly. Monthly. Now, for the monthly for CrowdStrike. Last thing we did was make higher high. It looked like we were potentially making our higher low if this month can close green. It gotta close green to just give us a start, and then we have to. I mean, we not potentially. We have to come take these highs of this 517.98. We have to go take that high to keep this uptrend going. Um, but it's showing signs of potentially doing this reverse right now. So it's still a lot of room. It's at 444? They gotta go to 5, so it's still about $70 move we got potentially. Don't mean it's gonna happen all in 1 month, but it's still a $70 move potentially. Okay. Now, just because it's green now, don't mean it can stay green. It could turn back red. We come sweep these lows and make a lower low, so be careful. Now, weekly. Weekly. Weekly is we see market structure shift. We had lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high. We did make another lower low, but we made that higher high, then we made another higher high. Okay? We made another higher high. I want to see, based on this weekly, I want to see CrowdStrike push up to like 465, 473, then potentially give us that higher low at like 460, then push all the way up. So I'm kind of based on the weekly. I'm looking for CrowdStrike to at least get to 460 before turning red. The last thing we did was make uh currently this higher high. Because we sweat made this lower low. So we got lower low and we got a higher high. Market is undecisive right now. Okay. Daily. Actually, let's go to the weekly because I think I just seen it bouncing off of fair value gap too on the weekly. Yeah, it's bouncing off the weekly fair value gap. As y'all can see, failed to close below. See that? And technically, it's a break. That's that retest right there. We got our green candles. It's the retest. It should lead us to these highs, or at least to this high, the 89. Because I don't see any other gaps in the way. Yeah, it should at least take us to 89. It should, but you never know. All these news and hidden gaps and stuff. All right, now let's check out this daily. Let's remove that weekly gap and mark this daily. All right, on the daily, on CrowdStrike, what do we see? We see currently we in the uptrend. All right, currently we in the uptrend. We had 488, 448, 448, 810. We had just took this high over here. Just took a high, which is good. So it's showing higher high, uptrend. Now, only thing, we did take that high, but what we do? We failed to close above. What do that tells us? Tells us it can be potential pullback. So we could see a pullback, but since it was a green candle, we are expecting a pullback and then push right back up to test these highs. Okay, that's what we're expecting. Pullback and then go right back up to test them highs. Now, we look for over here to the left. We see a daily fair value gap here. See that? Daily fair value gap. We got our close out. So since we expecting a pullback, it might pull back to the daily fair value gap, then go. So we could see it coming down to this 440 flat or 441 and then push all the way back up to 448. Okay. The levels that we need to mark out that we don't want to see market beat is this low all the way down here at 402. That's our hard true low. If you want to mark this low right here, you could. At this 420 level, that's just that. That'd be your the pink level low. But I'm not gonna mark it because I just watch it on my charts when I trade. Now, targets, of course, is this high. We expecting us to take this high. If we can close past this high of 448.87, we are looking for this 450. 450, 451. We're looking for us to close above this high. Next is these next highs. After we get past 450, if we get a daily close past 440, basically 448, then we got room all the way up to 480. Okay? So we can close past 458. We got room all the way up to 480. So basically $22 move. That'll be perfect. That'll be a perfect trade. Okay? but it's looking bullish. It look like we're turning bullish. I'll say that we're turning bullish. Of course, this is the overall downtrend, but we're turning bullish now. Okay, we really want to see that close above here though, above this 448.87. So we want to see a green candle close above there next time we come up there. Potential entries, like I said, on a daily, if we can pull back to the daily gap, then we take it back up to that 448. 1 hour. 1 hour, you got a whole bunch of levels. That it can break through and still keep the structure. You see that? It's a whole bunch of levels, which we don't like because it can slow us down. If it somehow come back below this fair value gap, it can be moving real slow, and then I know we'll pop again. So we would like to see it stay above this daily fair value gap of 442 to 434. Okay. On the 1 hour, all you really waiting on is some market structure shift to go back long. So you looking for that higher low. All right. Let's go to the video. Check out the video real quick. So far we're bullish on everything so far. I don't know about the video. Let's see about the video. And that's another thing. The video made me a little upset too. I ain't gonna lie. What they say? Tech media, telecom around there. But in the video, let's mark these out. Move all this. And if y'all ever see me with all them alerts, that means I was in that trade. 'Cause that's the only time we having that many alerts on the screen. Matter of fact, let's just remove it every drawing. Start from scratch. Okay. Monthly for the video. I ain't gonna lie. After seeing this monthly, this was an easy trade right here. Came into this fair value gap. You should have been looking for market share shift. Once we got in this fair value gap, look at that market share shift to go long because we know what this closed green. We should be coming to retest these highs at 83. Once that closed green, we should be retesting them highs. Now, just because you didn't get in it, don't mean you can't still get in today. But monthly, technically, I'll say it did do its job somewhat. Just because you see how long this week is, y'all. See how long these weeks are. We don't know where that true reversal point is at for this resistance. Whenever it's big weeks like that, I always say, hey, it's gonna come back up, but it might just come within these weeks because it's that resistance zone. Don't necessarily mean it can always come take them highs, but we're still looking for it to take them highs. All right, weekly. Looking at the weekly, we got our first green candle after making lower low. All right, so we made that lower low, got our first green candle. Technically, if you're not supposed to take a long until you see the market structure shift on the weekly. Technically, you're supposed to wait until another red, and then we get another high, then go long. But if you want that B trade, this is all on you. If you want that B trade, you could have got in off of once this closed green. Could say, hey, I want to take a long back to the highs, but it's risky because look how long, how far down you can go all the way down to 164. Potentially where you would have got in up there like 177, 174 around there. But we got our first green candle, so this is telling us the market want to make a high. Now we don't know if it's trying to make a higher high or just going to be potential lower high. The only way we'll know is once it either push to go higher here, or if this just turn red. Then we like, hey, we might need to leave it alone until we see a green week. But right now, overall market structure is bullish. So you would want to go with the bulls. But like I said, you just seen this lower low. So now it's tricky. You can either be patient and wait on market structure to shift, or you could take the B trade and just go ahead and get in the loans and follow the overall market trend. All right, now daily, this is what we look at them. Daily. Of course we got our high. So this is our target. Which high was higher? That's 84.47. Okay, so this one. Only by 1 cent. That's our target. That's what we're looking for the market to go to if we want to be bullish. Is that 184.47. That's our target. Level we don't want to get beat, of course, is this low at 164.06. Don't want to see the market come below there. Do we got any gaps to protect us? Yes, we got a gap right here. Daily gap right here. Do we got any gaps above us to stop us? I don't see any on the daily. Yeah, I don't see any on the daily, so it should be clear and can be able to move up. What we expect? You want to see a break? This is their retest. It's like that retest. So now, to me, it's looking like, hey, we can push up. At least to come take these highs here at 80. But if we can close past that 80, I think we're going straight to like 82 to 84. Okay. So I do like loans, especially if you would have got in today. When it came down here, opened up at 75, that would have been a nice entry at 75. It just held to at least 80. Even if you got in at the end of the day, 77, hold it to 80, see what the market want to do. Like we said, if it can close past, we can see 82 to 84 potentially. If it don't close past, then you gotta quit. Okay? So this is a nice entry right here. Where it's at. This is a nice entry for the video. Alright, let's go to Meta. And I'm not going to the hourly no more. Well, I might go to the hourly for Meta. So that's it. Alright, Meta. Now I might not delete these Meta targets and stuff. Well, gaps. Alright, Meta. Let's go to the weekly. Weekly. Let's remove the drawings for a second. Meta weekly. Well, let's look at the monthly actually. Meta monthly. We ended with a red month last month, which let us know, hey, market is looking for a low. Now, is it going to be a higher low, or is it going to be a lower low, or lead us to making a lower low all the way down there at 470s? All right. Well, so far it look like we pushing up. So like this potentially gonna be making our higher low right here at this 721.73. Only if we can take this high of 796. That's on the way. Okay. Weekly. Look like we got some market structure shift in the mix so far. As long as it can close green, we should be good. It will be even better if it close past this previous week high. That'll be even better. But as long as it close green, we should be good to still be looking for the long. I see we in this weekly gap. Oh, I ain't mean to do that. See we in a weekly gap. I wonder if I marked it up on the weekly or just the 1 hour just perfectly fit like that. Might have marked it on the weekly. I might have to delete it. But we in that weekly gap. So we want to see if we can close past it or not. If we close inside it, we might be seeing consolidation. Close below it, might be seeing retest drop. Close above it can be break, retest, go. Okay? Daily. Same thing. We see market structure shift just happened. We did fail to close above the previous daily high. We did fail to close above there. So what's that telling me? We might see a slight pullback, then push back up again. Um, so we might see that pullback inside this range, then go higher. And it also can just gap up. It also can gap up and just go straight to the highs too. Now for the daily, what level we don't want to see beat is that 721.73 level down here. I know that's a ways away, but that's the level. And you can mark this level too. This level, and this will be a solid red level. 743.76. Okay, so we got two levels. Now for the 743.76 level, I believe we don't have any gap to protect us. No fair value gap to protect us on the daily. So honestly, what that's telling me, if we ain't got no gaps on the daily, if we see the first red, it might become straight to take it. But right now, since we got two greens, I'm thinking we finna squeeze. We might be shooting up hard, and we gonna create our first gap to be able to protect it. But might see it. You be ready for meta, y'all. Meta might shoot straight up to like 780, 790s. It probably can squeeze all the way up to like 780, 790s, which can probably leave us a gap, probably potentially a fair value gap. If it come up to 780, 790s, then that next count will wick down a little bit, and then push up to take the highs out. That'll leave a fair value gap to protect that low down there. Also, even it can do it. It can do a fair value gap here. We got this green counter body. We could see a slight pullback tomorrow. Not completing this body of this counter, and that can be the gap that leave behind. Push up to the 770, 780. Okay, so I do like meta. Meta, we can move it up on the list. I like meta. And also you gotta be careful though, cause meta could do the opposite. It could be like, hey, just cause like I told you, we could get our first red candle and it can come straight down to that 743. Okay, you gotta be careful with that. I think there's that weekly level. I'm gonna delete it because I don't think that's an hourly gap. We're gonna go on the hour to check, but I don't think it is. So main thing we looking to stay above 743.76. We're aiming for 775.81 first, just because that's where the gap is at. Next target is the top of that gap, and then the eventual target, of course, the highs. Let's check that 1 hour, make sure that wasn't a 1 hour gap. Nah, I don't see it. It's one right here though. But yeah, that's what we look for on meta. And then we're gonna end it right there. We'll look at the other stocks later this week because I don't want to make this video too long. All right, so I'll see y'all boys in the next one.